we're talking about this book you wrote, and
Yes.
maybe the byline
Yes.
of that book is The Secret That Saved Your Life.
Oh, yes.
And I mean, if you kind of been picking up on what we're talking about, I'm sure you might.
Yes.
But let's drop it for the people, man. So what is that secret?
The book was actually not a book. It was upon getting to be told by a relative from the UK that she knew of my condition, but it was not of my wrongdoing. It was me finding closure in how I got the HIV virus. So basically, she was part of the secret, but was not actually involved in the secret keeping.
Wow.
It was that contract to say, we're going to keep this secret to the grave.
Yeah.
Because if one spoke, they would be accountable to explain why they spoke.
Sure.
So it was just a little gather around to say, we're going to keep it that way. Now, when she took out the truth, she said it was not of your wrongdoing, but a fault in reproduction. It's where I grabbed a pen and wrote one pager, which was my second chance to life. And when she says, no, there's more to the second chance. Go back and start writing where your story started from and explain how the secret that was kept from you saved your life. Hence the title is Crushed Yet Not Destroyed. The destroyed is with an I and not an E. I was not destroyed because I'm not dead. I was not disappointed, disconnected, disallowed, disabled. I became the dis, not the DES.
A DIS.
Yes, DIS. And there's a little dash.
Okay.
Because the secret that has got bad repercussions ended up saving my life.
And I mean, when I think of, when I listen to that story, and I'm like, there's this sort of stigma around disclosing that you have this virus disease, right? And would you say that your family maybe didn't share that because they were afraid of the stigma around the community, or they just didn't want to, have you growing up knowing that, oh man, I've only got a short life to live. So how did that whole thing work? And did you have a conversation?
Back home, the stigma is so bad that it's not just the family, but the whole neighborhood. Because the day I was born, I was a bouncing baby boy. That's the whole community came to say, yes, this is a bouncing, healthy boy. At the age of 4, that round baby becomes thin, like a Vienna. They started asking questions like, are they starving the child, or is the child, that whispering. That's when my mother says, no, instead of me dealing with society, let me start giving this child vitamins in sweet packets, because I was a sweet fanatic. So she was a nutritionist who would come with vitamins from work, put them in sweet packets, staple them, and I was the only child that would get those out of the other 5. So I saw myself as the prince of the family. Say, I'm the only one that gets sweets that are not shared. So whatever I wanted, I would snap my fingers. I would break a glass and I would choose which one of the 4 would get punished.
Man. And these are your siblings you're talking about. Yeah.
I would actually start saying 1, 2, 3, 4. When you start doing nursery rhymes, to say, who was punished last time? You.
Man.
So I was so guarded by my mom that I never got into problems. Even in school, I was not allowed to do sports. I would do sack race, egg race, because the school was warned to say, if my child gets ill, they would have to deal with the mother.
Oh, man.
So she was so protective that she became my pillar of hope.
Yeah.
Everything was programmed. You go to school, come back, drink tea, homework. When you go to a party after 2 hours, my mother said I should be home at this time. Dating was through love letter writing.
So you had never been in a relationship?
I was so grounded that everything was just programmed. It was a manual that you'd read to say, if I can write a love letter, the postman became my best friend. He's coming, yes, I've received a love letter. So dating was only found out when I actually got to finish school, where I was given freedom, but I learned that freedom came with a price.
Sure.
It's where you learn that life is not what it is. You can have all the money, but as long as you've got the bad influence, everything shall turn upside down. I would get money every week, but my grades went down. My health went down. I would go and visit my aunt in the name of love, but it was just to get a decent meal.
Because you didn't have money.
I didn't have money, but I would get money every week.
Man.
But because trying to keep up with society, because I was actually taken to a rich school, where there were kids of ministers. So when money came, you had to be the guy to say, I can keep up with their standards.
Sure.
So fame became part and parcel of my life. They would get money, but as for me, it would be every week. I would go to the bank, come with my pockets full of cash. I'd be the one buying, say, beers are on me, lunch is on me. But I never understood that it was actually destroying my life.
Because that's what I wanna get to is now, your family is or your mom is protecting you, right? And how did your siblings, or do your siblings have HIV?
They don't. They never had any idea. This was a secret that was kept, this was a group of 5 or 6 people that knew about it. That like 5, 6 people who just says, we're gonna die. It was a contract to say, to the grave, this guy would never know. Because they knew with my stubbornness, I would ask, why me? Why me? So they were avoiding the questioning that would actually bring my problematic questioning. So that's why when I snap my fingers, I would get what I want.
Sure.
When I break a glass, I would choose someone else to get punished for it. I was the one to get sweets. I was the spoiled child. As they call it, the mommy's golden boy.
But it was all like manipulation, right?
It was.
Yeah.
Because as long as I was living the good life, I had no time to ask questions.
Exactly.
I would go to a place, I would be the first one to be chosen. Shopping, I would be the one to choose what I want. The rest would complain. I'll say, talk to mom, talk to dad.
Sure.
I'm not the problem.
So not very humble at that time.
No. I became so stupid that they had no way of dealing with me. I was protected. I was immune. But I didn't know it was actually a manipulative way of keeping me alive.
Sure. Man. And now tell me about your friends, though, because you obviously hung out with people who...
I hung up with them. At college is where everything just got to find its ways. I was the happiest guy in school.
Sure.
And the most hated. I would start a fight and someone else would get beaten up for it.
Yeah, because you just stand back. Sure.
I would start a fight. Someone else would get beaten up for it. And because when they say who started the fight, it was him. They say, no, you're mistaken. Look at this small guy.
Sure.
I was always that guy who would start, who would start an argument, and then I would sit there and fold my hands and say, okay, let them fight. They'll be punching each other. Like, who started the equation? It was him.
Yeah.
I said, this guy, no, man, you're mistaken. So I was the most hated on the most wanted list in the school because the ladies loved me so much. Say, that's the guy who can push anybody.
Yeah.
And someone else will beat him up for it. Like, I had so much protection that nobody could touch me. Because the same guys who actually are not part of the system, the guys that carry loads on their heads, the guys that sleep in the streets were my homeboys. Because I would buy them alcohol. So they became my army of protection. So when you touch me in the college, I'll make sure that those guys know about it.
They're going to deal with you.
Yes. So I had that protection to say I covered all my tracks.
Oh, man.
Until one day, one of the counselors said, can you set the record straight? I was put in an auditorium of 100 people. I says, look, I took a bottle of vodka, which had water in it. I says, most of you think I drink this every day. I threw it in the bin. I took a packet of cigarettes which had grass in it. Most of you think I smoked this. I threw it away. And I put powder in a matches box. Say, most of you think I take cocaine. I don't. And I told him, say, the reason why I am what I am is because I got a second chance to life. And I told them, I am HIV positive. Dude, the whole auditorium was as quiet that I could drop a needle and you could hear it going ping. When I asked,
and now, this no one else knew this at the whole school. Not your headmasters, teachers,
and nothing until I just let it out. You know, the whole, like everybody just froze. And says, how the hell does this guy just tell us this? Even when I said, are there any questions? Everybody was like, what did you just say?
Because you can't even ask questions.
Because they're saying like, now I had to ask the questions and give the answers. So they was spooked. And one by one, they would come with their own story, say, oh, my friend's friend has got these symptoms. My auntie, you know, like it was always behind the scenes.
So then you became the go-to.
There you go.
Yeah.
They would come in the name of saying, oh, what do I tell my friend? I says, give them my number. Now, if that friend doesn't exist, they'll say, it was me. And I'll say, yes, I knew. But I wanted you to own up.
And not hide behind.
Yes. And I told them to say, if you don't unpack it, it will take you down to the grave.
So then how do you then move from, okay, here I am sharing the story and telling everyone, wait, I never knew it. How did your family now receive those news that, man, this guy is out there telling folks about this thing that you've been hiding. And now, and maybe let's not even talk about now, because I mean, that's already happened. But you're now telling the story to the world.
Now, that's where my sibling says, so that's the reason why you were always protected.
Yeah.
So now they regret their anger, their issues with me. They got to understand why I was always the protected. So now they started learning from me to say, you lived so long, but we never understood why you did. So now they became and found out to say, what is it trying to teach us?
Sure.
So now I became the voice of the entire family. So when I do something, everybody hears about it.
Yeah.
They'll say, we'll support you, but don't mention our names. You do what you do. You can put as family, brother, sister, cousins, whatever, but don't put names. Drive your roads, we'll support you. Whatever you do, we're behind you. Because your journey is something that will actually allow the world to have a different perspective.
Yeah, man. But how did that make you feel?
At one point, it gave me so much courage until my losing of my mom. When she passed away, I lost everything.
Yeah.
Like everything just went with her to the grave. I started clubbing. I started drinking. Well, there's a funeral going on at the house. I would go nightclub, drinking, because I had the ATM and everything. I was the one in charge of it.
Oh, man.
So now you come home, as in I've got an HO, hangover. And I found, that circle of family with a chair empty. Now being stupid, say, oh yeah, what's up guys? How's it going?
Planted yourself in the seat.
No. Now I should say, so what's the agenda?
Yeah.
And my uncle said, oh, you are the agenda. Like, okay. Now he says, grab the chair and face me. He asked me 3 questions. The first question says, what color is my hair? I said, it's a bit of black and gray. So, correct? Why is it that way? He says, maybe you're growing old. So I laugh. He didn't.
Yeah.
So he waited for me to calm down. Says, let me tell you why it is grey. He says, I used to drink so much that in my bedroom, I had a bottle of whiskey. In my car, I had a bottle of whiskey. In my office, I had a bottle of whiskey. Even at the bar, I had a bottle of whiskey. But until the day I actually ran over your cousin is the day I quit drinking alcohol.
Drove over?
Yes. He was HO'd, which is hungovered.
Yeah.
He saw my cousin go under the car the first time, but he didn't see him go under the second time. He reversed and kuchu. From that day, he vowed never to take alcohol again. And he told me to say, you can either choose the grave or you can choose to live. I was given two choices, the grave or to live.
And now, throughout this whole process, what are you taking? Is there any medication you're taking? Are you going to the hospital? Are you seeing a doctor regularly?
Nothing. I was just that spiral going down.
Man.
As in, it was so bad because the time they buried my mom, my auntie's uncles told me one thing. To say, you are an expensive person to keep. We won't manage. We'll put you in the next bus to go and stay with your sisters in South Africa. I was put on the bus. First time, when I arrived here, I was met with a cough for Christmas.
And how old were you at that time?
23.
Wow.
Now, here you buried your mom. Your family just says, go and live with your family in South Africa. They can keep you there. These are newly married with a little child.
Wow.
And now they have to take care of someone who's an expensive expenditure.
Man.
Arriving in South Africa, yay! Greener pastures.
Sure.
They're celebrating Christmas. I was invited with what? I was given a cough as a Christmas present.
Wow. You
remember Mom Sekwe cough mixtures? They bought the whole, whatever you name it, in the fridge. The cough got worse. I tried herbal, garlic, ginger, you name it. It got worse. That when I coughed, I would actually have like bullet holes. Like,
wow. Until
I was taken to a GP. This private GPs. The guy was excited. It's TB. I said, look, and that's the experts. I told him, no.
I like how you say he was excited.
The expert, TB. Sure. I said, dude, I've had TB 3 times already. How can he come back? I know better. I was given the 5-day sputum test. The results came back negative. And you don't tell
your 4th time testing.
Yeah. Now you don't tell the doctor, say, I told you so. Just say, okay, what's the way forward? Now he takes an x-ray. Now what is so shocked him? He shows you to say, what is this? Showing your left lung. Like there's a little shadow. I said, isn't that my heart? I said, no, your heart is down there. This means that you've got a quarter left of the left lung and the full right lung. Now this guy says, in my 15 years of practice, I have never seen someone who can live with a quarter left lung and the full right lung.
I mean, how was that for you breathing?
That was spooky.
Yeah, like how did you function?
Yeah, like I was like,
exactly.
So basically, that's like, I'm actually dead. So this guy tells you, say, okay,
come on,
the experts in Mill Park. You know how it is. Go to Mill Park.
Sure.
I get there as a very nice, consultation you pay. Just when you walk into the doctor's room, there's a coffee, tea, juice, espresso. He named the whole menu.
Yeah.
I says, dude, I came here to find out what your friend couldn't understand. I said, okay, fine. What are we going to do with me? With the quarter left lung and the full right lung? He says, oh no, we're going to do a biopsy. I says, can you speak English?
Sure.
I says, oh no, biopsy is where you actually cut, it's even saying cut a piece of your lung. I says, don't mind me asking, but how do you pass through my rib cage? I says, no, don't worry. It's a cage. We don't. We'll put a pipe through your throat. It's actually showing you the You know what I did? Just the same way you've reacted. All I said was, thank you for your time. I'm out. That's what I said. Thank you for your time. I'm out. I found my Star reading a magazine. Sissy, let's go. What did they say? I said, let's go. When I got into the car, it's what I said, did you guys fight? No. Apparently they wanted to cut a piece of my land.
And you're not ready for that.
Now my sister's saying, so when do they start? I said, no. I didn't agree to it. I says, but what do you mean? I says, no, that's why I actually said, let's go. What are you going to do? I'm going to pray.
Yeah.
I'm going to fast. After 7 days, the cough disappeared. I went back to the private GP. 2 x-rays were done to prove that the impossible was made possible. 3 months later, this eye, the right eye, was blinded by herpes or herpes zoster.
Okay.
It started from the back. You know how you love combing your hair?
Yeah.
Not knowing that it was an irritation that would actually end up in the eye. Wow. The cornea, everything blinded. This guy says, your eye is wasting blood. You need to remove it. I said, where's the next stop? The whole eye.
Wow.
Because it was just wasting time. And I'm thinking, me, a pirate? No. I just said, no. So you're taken to Santon Medical Muse.
Yeah.
You get there, this guy's very happy with a briefcase, very silver. He even opens it, silver utensils. Say, what time do we start? Like, no. I came to talk to you. If you can do me a favor, can you close the briefcase and put it under the...
I don't want to see those things.
Yeah, just put it under the table. And he was like, but the doctor said, no. I'm saying put the suitcase on the table, we talk. He says, what other route can we take? He says, we can offer you needles in your eye for the next 6 weeks. But we can't guarantee you sight. I says, do it. I would go, poof, needles in the eye until I could see that same needle, the way you put the thread of sunlight, not normal light, sunlight. This guy said, this is all I can do. I said,
6 needles.
Just that 6 weeks.
Oh, 6 weeks.
Needles. Every week they're putting that needle.
Yeah.
Until that same way you put the little thread in the needle of sunlight, not normal lighting. I says, you'll never see again. I says, thank you for your time. Every day I would wake up, close one eye to this. Until the day I saw my fingers. Dude, I had to have 3 showers just to confirm I was not dreaming. I navigated myself to the private GP using the eye that was blind.
Yeah.
And the guy says, was that eye blind? I says, it was, but now I can see. Now this guy gets goes, no, something doesn't make sense. Have you done an HIV test? I says, I never had the opportunity because I didn't have the time. Arrogance. That faith to say the lung healed, the eye healed. What can the HIV do to me?
But I mean, now you're talking about doing a test after the eye thing.
Yes.
So prior to that, you had never done no
nothing.
Test. You just knew that you were
Remember,
HIV.
I was a mommy's boy. Yeah. I was timetabled. So everything was kept away from me like, yeah. Now this guy says, you're HIV positive. Yeah. Positive mindset. Your CD4 count is 36. Oh, I'm a mathematician. That's a good number. Viral load was over 100,000. Yay! I says, no. You don't get it. That 36 should be above 800. Like, okay. And that 100,000 should be non-existent. Like, so even if I multiplied 36 by 20, I still won't get to the 800. Dude, my mind got shut. Like, this was, when we was talking about ARVs, all I could hear was 20 by 36, 20 by 30. Like, my mind was shut. He says, the ARVs that you're going to get are pioneer drugs. They're going to stay in the fridge, In the morning, you take 10 capsules. In the evening, you take 10 capsules. Large.
Jeez.
They are kept in the fridge. My sister would make sure that she has a very big, nice jar. And say one by one, she would actually say, okay, go. Like, go. She became my training coordinator. One.
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah.
Until that 36 went to 490.
Wow.
What do? Yay! I'm above halfway. What do? Start hiding medication. Defaulting, as they call it. That 490 dropped to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now this private GP says, no, this is beyond my level of expertise.
Sure.
You need specialists. You're taken to 5 different specialists. And the last one, I still remember his name, Dr. Delacour.
Yeah.
Who said, my friend, we can't find what is wrong because we've tried our best and you are overspending your money because you're not on medical aid. I paid almost 200,000 rands in medical bills, dude.
And you were doing all of this off of medical, private.
My brother-in-law said,
nothing. Yeah.
I've got a shoebox. Every time there's a letter from the post office, it's a bill that would put. I want to pay them one at a time. One at a time. He said, go to the government where people don't pay anything. But it was a way of saying we can't do anything. That was my bye-bye, private sector. Now you go to Helen Joseph with a huge file.
Yeah.
You meet one of these junior doctors. I love music. I'm there dancing, at the Sony.
Sure.
Sony is something, Cybershock. Phone. Now this guy says, my friend, this is not a bar or a nightclub. I says, no, I was brought here to see you guys because the private sector gave up on me, like your friends. Now this guy says the file. He opens the first few pages like, where's the owner? He says, I'm the owner. He says, no. Where is the actual owner? I said, that's my name, my records, my passport number. Guy says, no. Something's not right. What he saw was a dead person.
Exactly.
What was in front of him was a person dancing. So let's go and see my senior doctor. He left me outside. Gave the doctor to the senior doctor. He says, now you're putting one side out. Oh, you know what the doctor said? When this person die, he says, actually outside. On a wheelchair, no. On a deathbed, no. He's actually dancing.
Man is dancing to some
with music in his ears. Call him in. Now they're both sides on the other side as police people.
Yeah.
They put me on the other side, asking questions. What's your blood type? What is this? So they said, look, I came here because your friends gave up on me. And you guys are interrogating me with answers that I don't have. The doctor asked me, say, do you want to know what's going inside you? I says, I don't care. He says, if you cared, you should have been in ICU. Life support, declared dead. I don't know whether you have a will or not. And I told them, okay, since it's that way, can we go and perform it? Like, what do you mean? I says, you've read the file and you've told me where I should be, so can we go and actually do what you just said?
Yeah.
He says, okay, no, the Americans have got a drug that they haven't tried out yet. Wow.
So now you are becoming the guinea pig for everyone.
There you go.
Yeah.
They said its toxicity has got 98% of dying, 2% of living.
Wait, chances of dying?
Yeah, 98%.
Oh, hell.
Because it was so toxic.
Jeez. Okay.
It was called Saquenova.
Saquenova?
Yeah, Saquenova.
Okay. Is that still available?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you hear the best part.
Yeah.
And I said, can you bring it to me? He says, no. Not that easy. You've got to sign a letter of consent in case you die from it.
Okay.
I looked at the 30 pages. I says, no, I'm tired of being tossed around like a blanket. I says, Doc, can I borrow your pen?
Yeah.
Where do I sign?
Yeah.
I signed all those 30 pages in less than 30 seconds. I says, make a copy, give me a copy, and give me the drugs. After 4 weeks, that's 100,000 dropped to 4,400 HIV cells. The 8 went to 186. They asked me a question, say, did you know the drug would work? I says, yes, I did. Says, but why did you sign the document? He says, I wanted you guys to believe in the drug that you created. Side effects, 0. And I said, oh, by the way, the Americans love your progress. They want to take you under the research program. How long is it? 5 years.
Wow.
Now, in those 5 years, they tried so many drugs. They worked, but 0 side effects.
So you went on this. Were you here for that?
Yeah, there's a special room, special section in Helen Joseph's called CHRU.
Wow. Okay.
Clinical Health Research Unit.
Yeah.
It's a center. There's aircon, there's TV, you get a VIP life, but you don't know that you're what? You're a research. Now, these guys overspent their budget because they could not find side effects.
Over the 5-year period.
Over the 5-year period.
Yeah.
They tried new drugs that worked, but 0 side effects.
Wow.
Even until today, I've never had a single side effect. These guys just said, you know what? We've overspent our budget. Throw him back to the government. And they asked, what do we do to him? Whatever you want. And the only thing they could do was what? It was make me an ambassador. So most of these drugs that people enjoy today, I was the guinea pig that went under them for 5 years.
Man.